Hey everyone, it's Monique Renewed. Welcome back for another video. So today's video, if you're wondering why I'm coming to you all barefaced, is my top 10 big sister advice. And I will be doing this while putting on my makeup for today. I'm going to recreate my baby shower makeup look right here, which I received so many compliments on, so I'm going to try to recreate it for this video. So if you like, you can get ready with me or grab your coffee, your tea, or whatever, so we can get into this big sister advice. So the whole reason why I created my channel in the first place is because I would seek advice when I was a teenager from websites like beingagirl.com that gave relationship advice, lifestyle advice, and just feminine advice overall, or like magazines like 17 magazine, I love that magazine, or books, because I didn't really have someone to talk to give me advice like that. As I was trying to find my purpose in life and I was just journaling, I was thinking to myself, why aren't there any websites like this that are Christian based that gives advice to teenagers? And that's when God gave me the idea of bigsisterinChrist.com, which is my blog. So yeah, be sure to check that out, and I will leave a whole playlist right up here of my Christian girl teen advice videos that I have thus far. And I will go ahead and list all the products down below that I will be using today for my look and a preview as we go along. So we're gonna do 3 different categories. The first category is hygiene / body, and my first piece of advice for this category is, if you see something abnormal or unusual about your body, speak up and say something. I'm the type of person that will literally not say anything because I felt too embarrassed, or I was ashamed, or I thought I could just bear through it, and that is not good at all. If you notice something weird going on with your body, something that's out the norm, let your mother or your father or a trusted adult know. That could take you to a doctor. Stop self-diagnosing yourself because you don't have any medical experience to be able to determine what might be the issue. And don't prolong it, because the longer you prolong it, the worse the condition could get. So speak up if you think something is wrong. My next piece of advice, which I actually got from the doctor's office from a pamphlet, is to check your feminine area every once in a while with a handheld mirror. So what you would do, you just take the mirror and just look down there, check down there to see if anything is unusual, because how would you even know if anything is abnormal if you don't even know what it normally looks like? We don't even know what down there looks like unless we check. So that is my next piece of advice, is to check down there every once in a while, just to see if there's anything going on, anything out the norm, maybe discoloration or any bumps or bruises or anything like that, or like swelling or inflammation, or so that way hey, this doesn't look normal, let me go get it checked out. My next piece of advice is less is best, and this I got directly from my OB/GYN, and she said to stop using excessive products on your vaginal area overall, like all the sprays, vacuums, steams. There's all types of gimmicks and stuff. There's all types of products that they try to sell you for that area, but the truth is that area cleans itself. It is a self-cleaning machine, as doctors say, so you don't need to put anything in there. She says just to get like an unscented bar of soap and to wash the surface area, and then the inner part just rinse with water, and that's it. That should be suffice. And plus, all the excessive products can really throw off your pH balance if you're not careful. So less is best. So those are my hygiene tips. My next set of tips are frugal beauty tips, and I am a frugal gal. I like to save money, and I also like beauty, so I combine those two together for these next few tips. So my next tip is to do it yourself. Okay, as the pandemic has proven, we were left with no choice but to do almost like everything ourselves when it came to our beauty routine, because salons and stuff were closed. Truth of the matter is, I was always doing stuff myself anyways. I would treat myself every once in a while, but I'm the type, I would rather save time and money and just do it myself, such as my nails, my hair, my makeup. I do everything myself. I know not everyone is like that, and that's okay, but especially for teenagers, if you're not making a lot of money anyways, just learn how to do it yourself. I learned in middle school how to braid my own hair just by watching people and practicing on my own. YouTube wasn't even out like that, or I wasn't watching YouTube like that in middle school, so I had to learn how to do hair just by observing other people, and you know, it worked. By the time I got to high school, I was doing my own braids like this. I always do my own braids. It came to the point where people were asking me to do their hair, and I was able to make some extra cash on the side. So you never know, you may discover a talent that you never knew you had and be able to, you know, make some profit out of it. And nowadays there are so many YouTube tutorials that teaches you how to do things yourself. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I would say definitely take advantage of that and learn how to, you know, do your own beauty maintenance, like regular stuff like just washing your hair and hair removal, your makeup. You don't have to be a professional, but I would definitely say learn how to do these things yourself. And when it comes to like coloring or a good haircut, leave that to the professionals because you might jack that up unless you're really good. Okay, I think this is the extent of the eyeshadow. My next tip is to be efficient. Nowadays we don't have a lot of time to spare, okay, as it already is. So be efficient when it comes down to your beauty routine. And what I mean by this is particularly take some steps outside of the shower instead of doing them in the shower. This also conserves water and saves money on your water bill. So for example, I don't deep condition in the shower anymore. I don't detangle my hair in the shower anymore. This is what I do. My first step is that I add deep conditioner to my hair, and then I detangle my hair, right? And then I loosely braid or twist my hair after I detangle it, and then I sit under the dryer for about 30 minutes. I used to deep condition overnight, but I feel like that's a little bit too messy for me, and plus heat makes the conditioner penetrate better into your hair shaft. So I just use, you know, I just do 30 minutes underneath the dryer, and then I hop into the shower, rinse out the deep conditioner, and shampoo my hair with the braids still in my hair. My hair is already detangled, so I don't have to spend time in the shower doing that, which I used to, and it takes a really long time and it wastes a lot of water. And then after I shampoo my hair, you know, just go in the roots or whatever, I put a little 5-minute conditioner in my hair, like a little rinse out conditioner, and I put a shower cap on, and I just wash the rest of my body. And then by the time that's done, I rinse out the conditioner in my hair and I step out the shower, and that's it. And then I style as usual. And you can also use this technique with shaving. So with shaving, I don't shave in the shower while running the water. I shave outside the shower. So I would just take my razor and like a little pail, a water pail, fill it up with the water pail, use that to clean off my razor, use that water, and then I would just shave, put the shaving cream on, sit at the tub and shave my legs and shave whatever else outside of the shower instead of shaving in the shower. So that doesn't necessarily save time, but it does save money and conserves water. Your parents will thank you for it, okay? My next tip is to use natural beauty hacks. So major companies really capitalize off of making products using things that you can find in your cabinet, such as, you know, turmeric and honey mask, baking soda and coconut oil as teeth whitening agents, avocado, eggs, mayo, you know, we got mayo hair mask, avocado hair mask, egg hair mask as protein hair mask. You could really just make this stuff yourself, and you probably already have the ingredients in your kitchen. So research some natural beauty hacks that you can use at home and DIY it yourself instead of spending money on, you know, products that contain the same ingredients. You know, there are hair products that have like rice water for hair growth. You can make that stuff yourself at home, unless you just like convenience, but we trying to save some money, especially if you're a teen. I did wear lashes at my baby shower, but I think I'm gonna skip the lashes right now and just put on mascara. So my next set of tips are faith related. The first one is to get a hold of your emotions now as a teenager while you can, rather than trying to do it later, because it's going to become increasingly more difficult. I'm trying to do this now, managing my emotions and stuff. Emotions are normal, but sometimes they can get out of hand, especially if you've been through like traumatic experiences or any difficulties in life. It could be really hard to get a handle on your emotions, such as jealousy, insecurity, fear, anger. And by the way, I did make a video on how to overcome insecurity. If you want to check that out, I will leave it up here. Unfortunately, sometimes we are traumatized by certain experiences and we're left with the responsibility of sort of fixing ourselves. That is life in general. So I would say, yes, if you need to seek counseling, if you need to seek help, there's nothing wrong with that, and there's nothing wrong with working on yourself to become a better person now as a teenager rather than later. And the way to do this, of course, you study your word. You know, the Holy Spirit assists you with telling you how to do certain things in life or how to handle certain situations. You apply the word of God and you do affirmations to reverse negative thought processes that were embedded in you since you were young. So yeah, there are plenty of things that you can do to get a handle of your emotions now. I totally forgot to put on primer and prep my face first. I have oily skin, so this stuff will slide right off as soon as it gets any type of warm. So I need to prime my face first. Whatever happened, I was on YouTube or watching YouTube for a very long time. Do y'all remember when people would use milk of magnesium as a primer? It actually did work, especially if you had oily skin, and I used to use use it, but then I would notice it would leave like white residue on my skin. Maybe I was using too much, but I think I'm gonna go back and revisit it. So what I do to prevent like really oily skin, my skin is gonna get oily no matter what, but it will get oily even faster if I don't do this. I will use my primer. I will use a little bit of powder underneath my liquid foundation. Unfortunately, I didn't put some stuff on my face already. Some powder, and then I would use a setting spray, because that's usually backwards. That setting spray usually goes on after you apply your foundation, but I put it on underneath. And for me, it does work on my foundation. So I actually hauled these items from the Dollar Tree. They're by Real Technique. These are both foundation sponges. As you can see, this is like a silicone one, and I want to test it out to see if it works well. So on this side, I'll use the brush, and on this side, I'll use the sponge. I feel like that kind of absorbed all the foundation. I probably have to use it for a little bit, because you know how when you first use a brush, it absorbs like everything. They're like doing the opposite. This one just kind of sunk into here, and this one is like, it's not porous, so it's like landing, it's not absorbing anything, which is kind of weird. I don't know, maybe I'm not using it right, or maybe I have to practice a little bit. So my next tip is, in order to know yourself, you have to know God first. From my observation, I see a lot of teens seeking purpose in life or trying to find their identity. At least I was when I was a teen. I literally knew nothing about myself until now, until I knew God first, and he was the one who showed me my identity. That is when I began to know who Monique truly was. And I say you can't know yourself until you know God first, because he's the one who's literally created you. So all those answers that you are looking for in life, like why am I here, what am I supposed to do in my life, who am I? Oh my gosh, I used to ask that question in my head all the time. Who am I? Because I felt so lost in the world, like, and literally God was the one who has shown that to me. Now I know, and now I have more of a sense of who I am because of him. He would literally drop the answers in my lap, and I was like, wow, that is exactly what I was looking for. So if you're a teen out there, and if you're searching for your identity, or if you feel lost in the world, my biggest piece of advice to you is to get to know God, and he will show you who you are. He will show you your purpose, and he will let you know everything that you need to know about life, you know, especially through reading his word. I'm just gonna set under my eye. Anybody remember this banana powder? Am I the only one who still uses it? So you need to have or develop a relationship with God first before knowing who you truly are. My next piece of advice is to seek mentorship. If there's somebody that you admire, that you look up to, that sets a good example, then there's nothing wrong with using that person as a role model. Now ultimately, Jesus is our role model. He is the one that we should be striving to be like, and we know humans, we all make mistakes, we're all imperfect, but there's also something about that human connection that we also need. A person that I really admire, that I look up to, is Joyce Myers. She is someone that I can relate to. To me, she's transparent, she's easy to understand. She explains in her life how she's been abused and how God transformed her entire life, and now she's like one of the most well-known female biblical teachers. I really like her, and I like her work. So she's someone that I look up to. So I would say there's nothing definitely wrong with finding someone that you admire and that you can relate to and look up to. My last piece of advice is journaling. Journaling has benefited me so much. I used to have a diary in middle school. Who remembers those diaries with the little keypad on the front and the little key? Yes. So journaling has helped me unpack my mind. I remember when I first started my relationship with God, I brought a journal out of Ross. I was like, I'm just gonna document everything. Well, this has benefited me so much, because journaling helps me to unpack my mind and my deepest thoughts that I'm scared to tell anybody. I need to get a lock on there actually. But yeah, it helps you release like everything that is up here and put it to paper instead of holding it within, especially if you can't find the words to talk, or if you don't feel like talking. I don't feel like talking all the time, and writing just helps me to release some of that tension that is going on. I'm not as consistent as I used to be, but it has benefited me very much so in my journey. And I would just document everything. I would document everything in that one journal, you know, Bible studies, dreams, things that I felt like God was saying to me, my emotions, my blog ideas. I would document everything in that one book, okay? And it really is nice to look back and reflect in your journal to see how far you came. It is a real documentation of growth that is very invaluable in life. To have a physical record of what you have been through and how far you've come now is priceless. I would definitely say to keep a journal. So yeah, you guys, this is the final look. Let me know what you guys think down below, and if you guys need any specific advice on a particular topic, let me know as well. I can dive deeper into that. And thank you for watching today's video. Don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up if you like, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye. So the whole reason why I created my Oh my gosh. A magazine or pamphlets or pamphlets. Pamphlets. Oh my gosh. Pamphlets. Pamphlets. Whew, this is hard. I got the iPad, I got the mirror, and I gotta do my makeup and talk. Bruh.